In this module, I'd like to talk about modal verbs and the overall structure that we've built so far in Spanish. Now, an example of a modal verb would be something like necesito. We classify this as a modal verb because we can add on full verbs after it without having to conjugate them. So, for example, on this slide, we have necesito, our modal verb, and onto that we can add a wide variety of other verbs. So, I need to go out, necesito salir. I need to eat, necesito comer. So, once you have necesito, you can simply add on other full verbs after it to quickly create sentences and sentence structure in Spanish. Now, we've been through 5 modal verbs in the course so far. This is the first one, necesito, but we also had quiero. And just in the same way, you grab the modal verb and then you can add on any of the other verbs. We also had puedo and tengo que and voy a. To that structure, we then introduced pronouns. So on this next slide, you can see, again, we have our modal verb of necesito. We have an example selection of other full verbs that we can put after that. And finally, the pronouns that we've covered so far. We can take necesito and the verb comprar and the pronoun of lo. So necesito comprarlo, I need to buy it. Or I need to do it, necesito hacerlo. Or I need to see you. They would have necesito ver and the pronoun of te, necesito verte. Going down to our next modal verb, quiero, again we can do the same thing, selecting from the 3 columns that are available. So I want to see you, quiero verte, quiero verte. I want to tell them, quiero decirles, quiero decirles. You can see it's 1, 2, 3. This is the structure. The same, of course, would apply to all the other modal verbs. So here we have puedo. You can, of course, use no puedo. So I can't buy it. No puedo comprarlo. I can't tell her. No puedo decirle. We can change modal verbs again down to tengo que. I have to find them. Tengo que encontrarlos. I have to see you. Tengo que verte. Then our 5th modal verb was voy a, and again the same process applies. We choose the modal verb, voy a. I'm going to find her. Voy a encontrarla. I'm going to do it. Voy a hacerlo. Voy a hacerlo. I'm going to tell you. Voy a decirte. So, as I mentioned, this is the structure, or one of the main structures that we've built so far in our Spanish. The great advantage of it is that it's very, very solid. It's something that you can rely on, especially when the pressure is on. In other words, it's not going to fall apart on you. Now, so far we've only looked at 5 modal verbs in the course, but on a daily basis, I will use up to 20 modal verbs as I'm speaking Spanish. And I'm going to give all of those to you as the course progresses. Next up, what I'd like to do is run a drill to make sure that you understand this structure and that you're able to use it very well. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions using our 5 modal verbs, a selection of these verbs, and a selection of the pronouns. And if you're able to get through the drill without too many problems, it's a good sign that so far you have understood very well what we've covered. So let's run our drill now and see how you go. As always, pause the video and think out your answers carefully. How would you say, it's difficult, but I need to do it soon? Es difícil, pero necesito hacerlo pronto. We're going to have them for him tomorrow. Vamos a tenerlos para el mañana. Can you see them? ¿Puedes verlos? I have to tell you something important. Tengo que decirte algo importante. I don't want to eat here. No quiero comer aquí. You can't go out like that. No puedes salir así. She doesn't want to see them. No quiere verlas. He can't go out tonight. No puede salir esta noche. She has to have it. Tiene que tenerlo. We're going to find her. Vamos a encontrarla. I need to speak. It's important. Necesito hablar. Es importante. He can't do it today. No puede hacerlo hoy. Do you want to eat something now? ¿Quieres comer algo ahora? It wasn't for me. It was for her. No fue para mí. Fue para ella. It's not possible to give them the book today. No es posible darles el libro hoy. The house? I'm not going to buy it. La casa? No voy a comprarla. You're going to see them tomorrow. Vas a verlos mañana. She's going to go out tonight. Va a salir esta noche. I can't see her. No puedo verla. I have to find them. It's urgent. Tengo que encontrarlas. Es urgente. They're going to tell us today. Van a decirnos hoy. You have to do it for him today. Tienes que hacerlo para él hoy. Do you want to have dinner now? ¿Quieres cenar ahora? Are you going to dance tonight? ¿Vas a bailar esta noche? He has to tell me. Tiene que decirme. Why can't you give me the information that I need? ¿Por qué no puedes darme la información que necesito? She's going to buy me something. Va a comprarme algo. I'm going to tell her tonight. Voy a decirle esta noche. I can see you tomorrow morning if you like. Puedo verte mañana en la mañana si quieres. I want to give them the book. Quiero darles el libro. They're going to see us now. Van a vernos ahora. I'm going to find him. Voy a encontrarlo. You have to tell them. Tienes que decirles.